To begin, thank you, Mark, for playing piano.
So first, I think we should thank Andrew, because Andrew started this 10 years ago, and this was his vision for world peace, for Earth Day, and it was also his vision to have Jodi, Serota, and Olivia Olkowski do a little prayer. So Olivia, if you can come up. Also, this is being live streamed, so you should be on your best behavior. Or not.
Everyone close your eyes. Just to stay more inward. And take a deep breath. And we're just going to say a prayer that will clear the space, clear ourselves, bring in the archangelic realms and the legions of the angels, and infuse the space with lots of love. Ate Malkuth, Vegevora, Vegedula, Le'alam Amen. I hereby banish from my space and all of your spaces all energies which are not appropriate, all psychic jamming, all negative emotional energies and memories which are not appropriate. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Ate Malkuth, Vegevora, Vegedula, Le'alam Amen. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed and purified and infused with love. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed and purified and infused with love. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed, purified, and infused with love. Let us all choose to be clear, pure beings of love and light, honoring the earth today on this Earth Day, and honoring the idea of, hopefully, the reality of world peace, to end the conflicts within, so that the conflicts without, on the greater scale, will all be in alignment. I'm just going to sing some vibrational languages for a few moments, which activate their languages of light. They activate what we're speaking about. Aliyala shaleku saliyamale latar elele shihya madalahadol shalahi evelahi shalaya doku amalahaya tari shalaya omayodonoru.
Thank you, Jodi. You can open your eyes now, and I'm going to ask all of you to stand up. In the many shamanic traditions, they will call in the 4 directions to create sacred space and to cleanse yourself and to bring energies from the north, the south, the east, the west, above and below. So in the Peruvian tradition, I'll chant it once, and then we'll do 3 times together for all the directions. So if you'll notice, if somebody's cell phone's on, please turn it off. If you notice as you're chanting, it will open up gates within you. So Jodi cleared the space and for yourself, but this is going deeper. So again, you're going to be repeating 3 times with me after this first one. Pachamama. All together. Pachamama. 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 The East, Inti. Inti. 3 times. Inti. Viracocha is like great creator. Viracocha. I wanted to see if it was only me. The West, Mama Kia, Mother Moon. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Quichi, the royal hummingbird, way up above us, the healer of all the kingdoms. Men, I embrace you to embrace your feminine side. It's very high. Inti. And take 3 deep breaths out through your mouth, exhaling. Second deep breath. And if you notice, your pituitary gland is now activated for you too. You can have a seat. Thank you. Thank you, Jodi.
Thank you, Olivia.
It's great. So everything is vibration. Everything is light, sound, and energy. And so I think Jodi was a rabbi from a different planet. And thank you, Olivia. So now we have the east, west, north, south, heaven and earth, all in one. So the next person I'm going to introduce is Rick Ulfik, who has a long bio, but he is the founder of We the World and We the Campaign. And he has a long bio, but I'm just going to say he's a pioneer in uniting people and to having people change their own environment. And as Jodi said, if we don't change our own environment, nothing else matters. Rick Ulfik. Applause.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone for coming, and especially many thanks to Andrew and Jodi for making this all happen. Put your hands together for them. Thank you. So my name is Rick Ulfik. I'm founder of We the World and the We campaign at we.net. And it's all about we, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about what We the World is doing. And one of the things that is, I guess, our biggest project is 11 Days of Global Unity. And this event, in a sense, is part of a cycle that happens each year, almost like a 6-month cycle, where we have in March, we have something called Earth Month, which goes from the original Earth Day which was on the equinox. Not that many people may know that, but a fellow named John McConnell was one of the group that started Earth Day in 1970, and he proposed that it be on the equinox. And there are many people in groups that actually celebrate Equinox Earth Day on March 20th or 21st, in that area. And so we proposed Earth Month that starts there and goes through the Earth Day that probably most people celebrate, April 22nd today. And in this particular year, we're kind of extending that through April 29th, which is the Global Climate March, which is going to be taking place many, many locations around the world and in Washington, D.C. especially. So it's all part of Earth Month. And every year, Andrew, for the last 10 years, has produced this World Peace Earth Day event. So that then is part of this cycle. So 6 months from now, we have something called 11 Days of Global Unity, which goes from September 11th through September 21st, culminating on the International Day of Peace, September 21st. And out of that has grown 11 themes for change for those 11 days. And by the way, all of the things that I'm talking about are kind of like invitations, because every person in this room either knows an organization or is part of an organization that's helping to create a better world. And that's kind of what we're doing with We the World. The idea is to create events and campaigns and platforms that foster collaboration and action so that we actually can have a better world. And 11 Days of Global Unity is one of those. So we have these 11 themes that are associated with the 11 days, and each one has become a campaign on its own with literally hundreds of organizations involved. So we have unity, interdependence, environment, economic justice, health, children and youth, women, human rights, freedom, disarmament, and peace. So whatever you're doing for social change can be involved with one of those things. But I also want to mention a few other projects that are about collaboration. One is called An Urgent Message from Your Children, an idea of Carol Hart, who created the 13 Grandmothers movie, and she was also one of the people that helped to start Sesame Street. If you go to weyourchildren.org, if you have any environmentally concerned children who are 12 years old and younger, they can create a simple video, and actually all of these videos will become highly influential in high places because the voices of children who are going to be taking over the planet, that's so important for them to have their voices heard. So there are many other things that we're doing, and I invite you to go to we.net to get involved and sign up your organizations. And I'll just leave you with one quote from our advisory board member, Jonathan Granoff, who spoke at our launch of the We campaign. He said, "I hope we expands so much that there is no longer any them." So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Andrew, for doing Earth Day, and thank you, Rick, for doing Earth Week. And since we chose this planet to live on this time around, I think every day should be Earth Day, don't you think? Yeah. Okay, so the next person is Susana Parastica. Susana, I really don't know, and she has an incredible bio and outfit. And so she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. I know she's a former United Nations internal civil servant and a lot more. Susana.
Thank you very much, Mark. Good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Reverend Susana Bastarrica. Everybody knows me as Vigil Sus for the Vigil for International Peace in Central Park. We're going to be celebrating our 17th celebration in our 16th year. And I want to wish you all a happy, happy Earth Day. Say happy Earth Day to everybody. Thank you very much, Andrew. We've been colleagues working for peace. I thank you for your incredible, tireless effort. Thank you, Jodi, for collaborating once again for Earth with all of us in unison. I just want to say very briefly that I'm very honored to be here tonight, and I would like you to be part with Rick and Deborah and Andrew and Jodi and everybody here for the International Day of Peace, which is celebrated on the 21st of September of every year. And this year, our celebration in Central Park is going to take part 17th, Sunday, the 17th of September, in Central Park's Benchel. You are all invited to participate, and we're going to make it as a 3-act play. So please collaborate. Our website is www.vigilforpeace.org. Please collaborate, contribute for Earth. Peace is our legacy. Please, let's make a wonderful planet. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Susana said she knows me from the expo, and I believe you. So everybody's been hearing this word Andrew, Andrew, Andrew. And for those that don't know Andrew, I think Andrew should come up and tell a little bit about himself. Andrew Kaen. A heart of gold.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mark. I have a little speech here. I want to deeply say thank you for choosing to be here tonight. It is my honor, my light, my gratitude, and my heart that is bestowed upon you to be a participant in this special evening, honoring our precious Mother Earth Gaia. Ever since I was a young boy, I always felt close to nature, and it is what made me feel connected to something bigger than myself, especially during college. Then, 21 years ago, I became spiritually awakened from a metaphysical happening in my apartment that changed the course of my life entirely. I became in one with unity consciousness, and it never left my being. In 2004, working with Rick Ulfik for the launch of 11 Days of Global Unity, I became immersed in not only the peace world, but producing events for peace, as we had Marianne Williamson and Jane Goodall come to our closing night on the International Day of Peace, September 21st, 2004. 2004 was quite a year for me. It was the last year that I would have hearing in both of my ears, and also was the year that I met for the first time my biological mother, who I never knew until I was 35 years old. That December, I discovered the problem with my hearing, and in January of 2005, I found out that I had a 3.5 centimeter acoustic neuroma tumor that was on my brain, moved my brain over, and shared the blood vessel with my left ear canal. My life again would never be the same again. In 2005, May 10th of that year, I had an 11-hour surgery where people came to visit me in the hospital. I was unconscious, and for the first time while I was asleep, my mother and father and brother and sister met my biological mother for the first time. After the surgery, I was deaf in my left ear, and the left side of my face was numb and still to this day. 2 years later, in 2007, I was getting a burning sensation. This burning sensation was very powerful in my being. I couldn't let go of it. It was persistent, loud, and very powerful. I felt, as I have been since my spiritual awakening of channeling and getting awakened to many metaphysical gifts, including vibrational sound healing and downloads of poetry and song, I became telepathic. And I felt God told me to do an Earth Day celebration, but not just an ordinary Earth Day event, to fuse world peace energy into it with oneness and energy of love and light and connecting the heart, a spiritual community event. Back in 1998, God, I believe, spoke to me too and had me look at the word earth. If you look at the word earth, you take the last letter of H and move it to the beginning, it spells heart. This is Planet Heart. All hearts beating together with Earth Mother too. She too beats a heart. So in 2007, I got a high vibrational message to do Planet Heart, started an organization to produce an annual World Peace Earth Day celebration, and it became Planet Heart's annual World Peace Earth Day celebration. I spoke to Rick Ulfik about this because I didn't have a nonprofit, and clearly this was to be a nonprofit event. So it became a project under him. Thank you, Rick. I had no budget, and I went to people I knew to be part of it. And back then, I had a little network. And I had a little network of people I knew to this day are still supporting me, so thank you, all of you. Jodi, Serota, who was co-producing this year with me, had a center called the Meta Center. And that first year, I did it on April 22nd, 2007, actually at the Crane Theater on East 4th Street, because I had a vision to do a walk after the event to Washington Square Park, and we did that. So my vision was to do this event every year, no matter what day of the week it was, on April 22nd. From the 2nd annual through the 5th annual, we held it at Jodi Serota's Meta Center in New York, prestigious, beautiful metaphysical space in the heart of Chelsea. 2012, we did a special event. It was 2012, you know, the end of the Mayan calendar. So we did it with elders. Basically, every year I was guided how to do it, who to be a presenter and performer, and each year over the last 10 years, we did this on a shoestring budget and with the support of many outreach partners and sponsors, including Heart and Mind Radio with Catherine Davis, not sure if she's here, and many others, Better World TV and Good News Broadcast and Vigil for Peace. So being that this is an Earth Day event, the few times we've had vendors, not many, but the last few, we brought actually New York City Friends of Clearwater, who's also a partner. They're back there. Raise your hand, Donna. Yeah, Donna here is representing New York City Friends of Clearwater, and we need to do things for the environment. One thing is to help raise funds for Clearwater, so she can tell you about that in the back. I love bringing people together in conscious community. It is when we let go of our differences to connect our hearts to others and to the world that we become united as one. We are one. We are one. We really are. It is hard for some to grasp that, but all of my work and who I am is about is unity consciousness, and I believe this is the vision for change, to create a world that works for everyone with no one left behind. It's not easy, I know, but we can do it. Just we can do our best to make a step in the right direction. Climate change is real, no joke. No one can ignore this issue anymore. People are really waking up. It is time to not just be told the truth, but take the power to take action, to make change happen, to give hope for the next 7 generations. We can do it. And I know from my heart to yours, I reside to peace and unity, and the collective consciousness is shifting, as is the planet. It is an incredible time for us to witness the rebirthing process of humanity and its environment. This is Planet Heart. One planet, one race, one heart. We are all one. Brothers and sisters, I wish you love, light, and peace in your hearts. It is only when we have peace and love inside that we can heal the world. When we have peace inside, that is how we heal the world. Thank you.
Andrew Kaen. So you see what happens and what a brain tumor in 12 years and 12 hours of surgery can do? Andrew, thank you so much for everything that you do. Our next speaker is Pete Regina, who is the Director of Relations of the New York Peace Coalition. Pete. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's my great honor to be here, and let me just start off by thanking Andrew and Jodi and everyone else who has been involved in this Peace Lights journey. Susana, Bastarrica, there's a number of people, Kevin, a lot of people around here, Reverend Moldow. So let me tell you about Peace Lights. Peace Lights has its first good event happen about 3 years ago, when I had the great fortune to meet someone who would turn into my collaborator and co-creator for Peace Lights. It's Eileen Cohen, who is sitting right over there. And since we met, we started doing some public art events. and kind of got asked to do more and more. 2015 was the United Nations International Year of Light. And because we had done a number of shows in 2014, we were honored to be at the time the invited artist for the opening ceremonies at the United Nations International Year of Light. That was in January. And we had kind of the predecessor to Peace Lights that we had up on a couple of our public art events. And people used to stop on the street and say, "Ooh, that has great energy," you know? So we kind of kept including it. And it went on and on and on. And since January was the month for the United Nations event, no one was going to be outside. It was 16 degrees out. So I said to Eileen, let's bring drapes, we used to call it, inside, and we'll just play it all night. And it had such a good energy on the wall. Everyone really loved it. The following month, we were getting honored at the New York Peace Coalition because they had done a 6-hour music peace marathon, and they didn't have anything for in between all the artists. So we had all this great content. We helped them out. They were giving us an award. So let's bring drapes again. That evening, about 3/4 of the way through the night, the sheikh, who is the chairman of the New York Peace Coalition, comes up to me and says, "Peter, it has such good energy in that corner. You know, everyone loves it." And everyone was hanging out in that corner. So I said offhandedly to him, I said, "Hey, sheikh," 6'3" guy from Gambia. I said, "Sheikh, what about a video like that as kind of a symbol of good energy or peace or something like that?" And his whole demeanor changed. He looked down at me and he goes, "Peter, we have not had a new symbol of peace in more than a generation. We've been looking for a symbol to provide solidarity for all the actions of peace around the world." Wow, you know, I didn't expect that. Drove home that night back to Jersey, was thinking about it, called Eileen the next morning, she was like this, called up the sheikh, said, "Sheikh, here's what we propose. New York Peace Coalition commissions Pete and Eileen for free to remaster drapes into peace lights." We'll add the word peace lights at the beginning, and peace lights in a number of languages throughout. Turned out to be 55 languages, 3 of which we had to change because they were not exactly right. So if you see anything that's not right, please let us know. So called up the sheikh, he said, "Please do it." We did it, delivered it April 8th of 2015, 2 years ago in a little bit. April 9th, the New York Peace Coalition adopted peace lights as their international symbol for peace and nonviolence. 2 weeks later, on Earth Day, so 2 years later, Earth Day, the peace organizations of 14 other countries adopted peace lights as their international symbol of peace and nonviolence. The day after that was the first time peace lights was ever shown in public at Jacob Javits Center at the Green Festival. 25,000 people. Tons of people were, and Eileen will remember this, people were actually standing in the light and wanting to take their picture. There was a little line going for people to take their picture in the light. So since then, it's been a pretty amazing ride, a couple years, and peace lights has shown all over the world. Today it is shown in Africa, Australia, and North America. In Australia, it's showing at Federation Square, kind of the main square in Melbourne. It's been showing daily there since December 15th. It's showing in Senegal and Uganda and Africa, and of course here. So what we have thrown out there in the midst of this journey with peace lights is that when people look at the lights, wherever they are in the world, you send your positive, good thoughts and inspirations relating to peace. People are seeing these exact same lights everywhere in the world. And through the lights, if you send that and receive that, there's a way to connect remotely with all of these people from around the world on some deeply held beliefs. That's all it's about. There's no soundtrack, there's nothing about it. It's great to be here. This is the first time in Peace Light's history that 3 projections in the same place has happened. So we got to thank Video Corporation of America, our corporate sponsor, who whenever we have a Peace Lights event has come through with a great projector. And so thank you, kudos for them. Thank you for everybody again. And please note, you know, we have the nice Peace Lights on the back there too. We have postcards too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete. So talking about peace and talking about energy and light and sound and vibration, I don't even know if Jodi knows. Jodi says, "Oh, this was at the UN." But the first one that had that was Swami Satchidananda, Integral Yoga. Also, Swami Satchidananda was the man who led off the Woodstock Festival and told everybody, the world is looking at us, let's be peaceful. And it was a peaceful event. And I was a senior teacher for Swami Satchidananda, and in '75 I asked him and Swami Vishnudevananda, I said, I want to open up a center where Jewish people and Christians can come without having the rabbis and priests be afraid of them doing yoga. And yoga was actually the first form of peace that we started really having here in New York. And it was the first time we were really chanting music, light, sound, and vibration. So here's to peace. And so the next speaker is, oh, it said me, I just spoke. Okay, so then came Julian Michael. So Julian joins the Earth Day family as a hypnotherapist. And so she's going to hypnotize us and something like that. Julian?
You know what? A funny thing happened on the way to being born. A very funny thing is that you have names. You have birthdays. On top of that, you think your parents named you. Ha! They didn't, because everything in the universe is numbered, and that number has a meaning. Everything in the universe has a meaning. Pythagoras. He's the guy, A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Right? I got a microphone now. Okay, this is beautiful, thank you. Now, Pythagoras was a mystic, and he's also the father of mathematics and numerology. And he had these mystery schools. In these mystery schools, he taught about reincarnation. Aristotle, Socrates were students of his. And he said, we go from one life to another life with these names, these frequencies. We're the ones who understand what we're here to do. We're here to understand our magnificence. You know, it's not easy sometimes being magnificent, right? It can get a little bit confusing. It can also get to be magical. And at the same time, here we are on Earth. And someone named Earth, Earth. E-A-R-T-H. Someone named me Julian. Wow. My parents, someone named Earth, Earth. My parents named me Julian, but yet they were conduits. You named yourself. You named yourself. Why? Because you're the ones that understand what you're here to do. Now, we have a few minutes here. So Earth, E-A-R-T-H. Every letter has a number. That number has a frequency. Okay, Earth, E, 5, energy, inertia. All of a sudden, Earth has an energy. E-A-R-T-H, E, 5, A, 1, R, 9, T, 2, H, 8. What does that come out? One moment. Earth comes out to 5, 1, 6, 9, 15, 15, 2, 17, 8, 25, 7. It's a 7. The mystical 7. The 7 musical notes of the rainbow. The also 7. We're in 2017. You see, everything is engaged, everything is integrated. 2017, what is 2017 all about? 2017, it's a 10, it's a 1. 1. But it's that 7. It's a 7 of the Earth. We're being asked to connect with the Earth this year in 2017. The 7. Look at this beautiful 7. It's a parabolic antenna facing the Earth, all its energies, all of its deliciousness. And then It's an arrow pointing to the stars. It's all about that mysticism of that 7, the nurturing of Mother Earth, the kiss of the sky. It's all about that 7. We're all mystics. We're being asked now to mysticize. Get magical. Get real. Get in touch with the Mother Earth. Get in touch with peace. Peace, P-E-A-C-E. A 3. Interesting that peace comes out to a 3. And 3 is all about communication, expression. It's all about the Trinity. Peace is all about the Trinity of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's also the child energy. So peace is asking you to be that of a child. It also has a 12 there. It's being asked for you also, as in Tarot, the hangman, being turned upside down to see things in a different way. Peace has many dimensions to it. Allow yourself to experience peace within yourself. Allow yourself to feel mother within yourself. Allow yourself to understand that everything in the universe is number. That number has a meaning. Each letter of your name counts. How long do we have, Mark?
I'm hypnotized.
Hypnotize. Hypnotize. Earth, E, 5, 1, right? A. How many A's here? First letter, A? A. All right. Your first letter is your foundation letter, which means that that's the letter that you're born with. All the letters of your name embrace that first letter. So if you're an A, you're an arrow. The arrows, what do? They point, they focus. They're here to understand how to be laser in what they're here to do in regards to being aligned. Aligned. A's are here to learn how to shoot that arrow straight. If not, the arrow goes all over the place, like in the earth with E, E-A-R-T-H. Every letter has its own meaning. So back to what's happening this year, 2017, which is a 10, which is a 1. It's all about you now engaging in being one. Be the leader, be the pioneer, be the explorer. Think out of the box, as well as also be flexible, be free, right? Like a reed in the wind. Because in this year, sometimes the locusts come and they're going to eat the seeds that you've planted in order for you to understand, I got to plant new seeds, or is this what I truly want to do in my life? Allow yourselves to connect with your vibration. Allow yourselves to connect with your magnificence. Again, sometimes it's not easy. Do your spiritual practices. Be the one. Be that leader and teach other people how to lead. Empower them. They deserve it. You deserve it. It's all about frequency. You are frequency. You are mother. You are earth. You are love. Blessings.
Thank you. Are we hypnotized? He was Merlin in a different lifetime. He is a magician, and I guess the best part of it, and the name is slipping my mind for a second, and I know him well, but Robin Williams, who I know, who actually named me Yogi Man, who was the doctor that he played? Patch Adams, and Patch I happen to know too. But you remind me of Robin and of Patch Adams. Actually, you're as tall as Patch Adams. And so what it is we all know laughter is the best medicine. And laughter is what opens our heart. And it doesn't matter what Julian says, because he's just a light. Thank you, Julian. Yeah. Okay, Olivia is one that opened us up with, we're in good shape now. So Olivia is coming up, and she is going to do something. Olivia? I lost you. We're drumming. Olivia Olkowski.
Hi. So, being that it's Earth Day and Day of Peace, World Peace, I want to share with you the shamanic experience of doing a shamanic journey. Most traditions believe there are 3 worlds that you can access to have your own experience, to gain insight, to have healing, and find out things that either happened before in time or to look into the future. With this journey, I would like to all of us to go into the future to see what is it that we need to do to have peace within ourselves that will balance us on this planet. So a general journey. So to do a shamanic journey, most traditions believe there are 3 worlds: the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. And again, you can access information and healing at the same time. We're going to be closing our eyes. It'll take about 7 minutes, and I'll be drumming throughout. As you're sitting there with your eyes closed, you will want to get down into the earth somehow. You can see a stairway and go down into a cave. You might see a tree and go down through the roots. You might just sink down through the sand into the earth. And once you get there, you ask for an ally to appear. I was taught to use the word ally instead of spirit guide or power animal, because it might be sacred geometry shapes. It might be an ancestor. It might be the elemental of nature itself, the river. So when you get down into the earth, you ask for an ally to appear, and you ask, are you my ally? And you want to hear confirmation. Your heart might open, maybe hear the word yes, and then we ask the question. If your day-to-day thoughts come up that you need to go to the restroom or you're thirsty, just like those thoughts go by like a bus and come back to the beat of the drum. I ask you to uncross your legs, put things down, be comfortable in your seat. If you want to sit down too, Mark, you can.
Okay. And before you do that, Olivia is the real deal.
Sorry.
So she is going to take you to a place that you haven't been before, probably. And she was initiated as Curandera, and she's a teacher of the Mayan and the Peruvian tradition. So let her just take you.
So even though I'm not Native American, my soul is. Somebody asked me before, are you Native? I said, I'm a Native New Yorker. But this work is beyond space and time, and I truly believe we each have the potential to get there, to get our own insights, to connect further with the universe. Okay, so close your eyes. Let me just see which one I want to use today here. So there will be 3 drumming styles. There'll be a steady drumming through most of it. Then after about 7 minutes, it's a slightly slower callback, 5 count a few times like this. And that's indicating it's time for you to wrap up your story and come back the way you went. The trick to journeying is not to try. It's kind of to float there and be the witness. not to try to hold on to things as it happens. On the way back is how you can recall every step. Okay, so we're going to start. I'll wait till this lady has a seat. So again, don't forget to ask the question of what is it that you need to do for the future of yourself to bring harmony and balance for peace and for the earth. And taking a deep breath in, leaving your guides and allies in spirit world, knowing that you can always connect with them again in the future. You can open your eyes, wiggle your toes a little bit, bring some movement back into your body. And maybe later when we have a break, you can share with your neighbor your experience, what you saw, what you felt. I visioned a snake, and the snake was shedding its skin to get rid of the old, to have the new. And in that time of newness, when the skin is so brittle and fragile, it's to take time slower, take things slower. So for me, that was a beautiful message. I thought I'd share it. Thank you.
Thank you. How many people felt their heart beating with the drum? Yeah. I'm glad mine didn't stop at the end, but it did. Okay, so next is Bethany, Yarrow, and Rufus Cappadocia. Okay, and they're cello and voice musicians from that ancient place called Brooklyn. And they're going to take us on a musical journey. Did I say your name right? No.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Let's see. Just out of that snake imagery, there's many people across Turtle Island who've been fighting the black snake, as it's called, by many cultures. And by now, I think most of us know about this black snake of death. It's seen as a lot of the oil pipelines and the different pipelines that snake through the world with the blood of...
It's like the drum, kind of. Okay.
It's okay. Careful. With your snakeskin boots. Black snakeskin boots. It's a tricky snake, the black snake, and it runs with the blood of the mother. And there are other snakes and other traditions. One of them is called Oshumare. And Oshumare is the rainbow serpent, and it's like the double helix, like that. Hi, Carol Hart. It's nice to see you. And that is the serpent of transformation. And so there are different ways to look at the black snake and how to kill the black snake and how to stop that. One way is through the doorway of transformation and transforming that into the rainbow serpent of healing. So it's a powerful image. And I just want to really, I live in these different worlds of spiritual realms, but also of very practical activism. Because we can get together and we can pray, but that's not enough. We also have to do the action. And the way that we pray holds those who are doing the action, it holds ourselves, and it sets us on a right path. So, I know a lot of people who went to Standing Rock and spent months there on the front lines of Standing Rock and would come back to New York and had no idea that at the same time that they were drilling under the Missouri over there, they were drilling here under the Hudson. And the Spectra Corporation, which is owned by Enbridge, which Enbridge owns a $1.5 billion stake in the Dakota Access Pipeline, Spectra is the corporation here drilling that black snake under the Hudson. And Spectra is, of course, the evil lord in the James Bond film. So we're kind of in the archetypal realm right now, where we truly are fighting these archetypal forces of evil, and they are right here in our backyard. So that Algonquin pipeline that they were trying to shove under the Hudson River, that was completed at the same time as Standing Rock. There were tens of thousands of people on the bank of that river in Missouri, and there were not tens of thousands of people here. I don't think that people understand that Standing Rock is in our backyard. And there's the Pilgrim pipeline, which wants to carry the Bakken shale oil. That's the same oil that runs through the Dakota Access Pipeline. The Pilgrim pipeline they want to put through the Ramapo sacred lands, the Lenape sacred lands. The Ramapo Lenape are the people of this place where we stand now. So the Ramapo Lenape, they have a spirit camp and a prayer camp called the Split Rock Sweet Water Camp, because Ramapo actually means sweet water, and they are the guardians of the sweet water. They are the guardians of the past. So there's the Pilgrim pipeline, the Spectra pipeline, the Algonquin pipeline, the Millennium pipeline, the Atlantic Bridge pipeline, the Northeast Access pipeline. There are compressor stations that are planned for up and down and throughout New York State. And they want to turn the Hudson River into a fracked gas and oil transportation hub for the Northeast. So that's where we stand here in New York, and we are the eastern gate. But we banned fracking. So we do carry the huge thing. You know, so what we need to do here is realize that when that fire went out in Standing Rock, when they put that out, what they said was take that fire home and light that fire, because we are all Standing Rock if we all stand up. And it is time to stand up. It is time to put our prayers into action. It is time to stop the black snake here and understand that we are in the midst of this battle too, and not to go to sleep. And there are ways to do that. You can go out, you can support the Ramapo, you can support the Lenape, you can support the prayer camp there. You can also divest your money. You know, all of the women who went out marching, if you can do one thing, move your money from Chase, from Wells Fargo, from Citibank, from Toronto TD, Toronto Dominion Bank, all of these banks, move it to Amalgamated, which is a local bank, which is divested from fossil fuel. If enough of us do this, you know, I'm out on the front lines a lot. I'm in the marches a lot. And on one hand, we're protesting and protesting and protesting and trying to stop the black snake. And with the other hand, we're all feeding it. So it's really time to take a look and say, how do we stop feeding the forces that are destroying our children, that are destroying our grandchildren and our future, and really walk your prayer? This is our challenge, and this is the challenge in front of us. And this is how we go through that incredibly difficult kind of eye of the needle, and how that black snake becomes a rainbow serpent of healing and of transformation. But we have to make it so. So my elders, and you know, the ways that I understand, they say that everything has a spirit. The trees have a spirit, and the water has a spirit, and the rocks have a spirit, and the wind has a spirit. Every living thing, every so-called inanimate object, those rocks, those are the grandfathers, the grandmothers, the oldest spirits. And if you call on them, if you remember to do that, then they can wake up and help us. And we now need all the help we can get. So they say, don't forget to call on them. Is there another microphone you need? Okay. So right now, I'm going to call on some of these spirits because they are all waiting and they are watching us and they want to help. And for a long time, I stood beside my father, walking in his footsteps, singing about the hammer of justice and the bell of freedom and the song that we sing to our brothers and our sisters that is about love. And for me, this hammer of justice is also a spirit of Shango. Shango is a warrior, and I think it's the spirit we need to call now. And no, Shango is in the Yoruban spirit. He's a spirit of Africa. And he carries a hammer, and it's the hammer of justice, and it's the hammer of divine justice. So we're calling on that warrior spirit right now. And the song says, they say that Shango, he lives in the rock. But that's not his true abode. That's not his true home. He actually lives in the waterfall, in his... where Oshumare, that rainbow serpent, lives, and where the spirit of Jesus also lives. So this is a song for Shango. Shango veio das virgens matas, com seu bastão de prata vem pra nos salvar. Shango veio das virgens matas, com seu bastão de prata vem pra nos salvar. O Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. O Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. Disse que Shango mora na pedreira, mas não é lá sua morada verdadeira. Disse que Shango mora na pedreira, mas não é lá sua morada verdadeira. Ele mora na cachoeira, sua cidade de luz, onde mora Riaça, Oxumaré e Jesus. Ele mora na cachoeira, sua cidade de luz, onde mora Riaça, Oxumaré e Jesus. Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. Shango, Cao, Shango no reino é o meu Senhor. Lift us up, make our stand. Oh, let love triumph in our land. Sing with me. Lift us up, make us strong, make us strong, give us courage, give us courage to right the wrongs, to right the wrongs, and lift us up, lift us up, make our stand, make our stand, let love triumph, let love triumph. I can't hear you. In our land. In our land. Lift us up. Lift us up. Make us strong. Make us strong. Give us courage. Give us courage to right the wrongs, to right wrongs. America, our hopes and dreams are truly all at stake. Let not the hate divide us. Let not our spirit break. Let not our courage falter. Let not our bravery lift us up. Make our stand. Make our stand. Let love triumph. Let love triumph in our land. In our land. Lift us up. Lift us up and make us strong. Make us strong. Give us courage. Give us courage to right the wrong, to right the wrongs. Call to Shango, Shango, Kao, Shango no Heno, El meu Senor, Shango Kao, Shango Kao, Shango no Heno, El meu Senor. Last time, Shango, Shango, spirit of the warrior, Kao, Shango no Heno, El meu Senor. Oh, Shango, Kao, Shango no Heno, El meu Senor. Thank you. We're going to sing another song. We'll do a song of revolution. You read about this lion killed a man with his paw. Yeah, Samson, he got his hands around the lion's jaw. He ripped that beast till the lion was dead, and the bees made honey in the lion's head. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, I would tear this system down. Woo! Fine and fair, yes, she had lovely looks, God knows, and cold black hair. Delilah said, Samson, tell me if you please, tell me where your strength lies. If you please, yes, she talks so fine, she talks so fair. Yes, Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair. You shave my head just as clean as your hand, and my strength will be like a natural man. If I had my way, if I had my my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, I would tear this system down. If I had my way, 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 if I had my way in this wicked world, I would tear this system down. Rufus Cappadocia.
Incredible. So your father was Peter, yeah? Yeah. Incredible.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I never heard a cello like that either. So No, Bethany's father was Peter, Paul, and Mary. And, you know, for me, I mean, I was tear gassed in Berserkly. And so to me, evolution kind of beat out the revolution. But it was the songs of her dad and the songs of, say, Richie Havens and Woodstock. And it was the songs that people listened to. And sometimes they listen to the words of the songs because it brings the spirit up. That was incredible. Thank you very much. So we're going to take a break, and I believe there's food in the back. Everybody should take their seats. Is this on yet?
Everyone take your seats, please.
They should have had that. You know, in school, we went to school and they had they should have had that.
We have a whole second part to our show with a lot of speakers and lots of music. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Next speaker is Myra Jackson, and she is an Evacateur of the Sacred in All Life. She's going to explain what Evacateur is, and her current focus is on community engagement that translates human values of caring and sharing into global and local policy to ensure the wellness of people and the planet. It's pretty cool, right? Myra.
I guess I'm just going to use the mic. How's that? Well, where's Olivia? Is she in the house? Olivia? Yeah. So I went on that journey with you. And I'm going to speak from the place of that journey. I need a little help if I go there. So I have some friends in the audience that will help me keep track of time, because I want to honor time. So if you'll raise your hand at every 5 minutes that passes, I will move to the various subjects that we're going to share with you all this evening. I think first, not only did the journey inform me a little bit, I want to go back to honoring Noah. I said yes to you, Noah, and your call. And I want to thank Jodi, who supported you in bringing this event together, because there's something deeply encoded in what you're doing, and I hope that you'll have 10 more of these. Yeah? So thank you, Noah. I also knew something else about today in looking ahead, and that was in the first half that I would be fed and nourished, and that we would raise the arc of energy in the room. And you've done a lot to help with that, as well as Bethany and Olivia and so many others. So here I am in this moment, the only place I can be. And so I want to connect some of the dots that were revealed already in the early part of the program with Julian and others. I don't know if you noticed how many times the number 7 was evoked, because it wasn't evoked outright. But the number 7 is related to the rainbow. And as you know, it was related to the word heart. And what's important about that is that the human heart has a geometry that has been unknown until recently. And that human geometry of the heart, once it was discovered to be a 7-sided geometric shape. So the fact that in numerology that heart equates to 7, we now have another correspondence directly to that in the geometry. And again, this had stumped mathematicians for a very long time. So I want to share with you the secret to how that shape was discovered. That shape, first of all, was discovered by an artist. And the artist had rebuilt the model of the human heart and was playing with the model and was spinning it one day. And in the spinning of it, saw the shape illuminate, just imbued. And from that point on, with his name being Frank Chester, that shape is now known as the Chestogram. But again, this is based on 7. The geometry was always there, but the geometry was not visible to us. Yeah? Not visible to us. So it's about the invisible becoming visible in this time. And in this time, as we draw closer to Mother Earth, and we begin to go through that change called metanoia, we can begin to see our interrelatedness and interdependence with Earth. And this is game-changing. That metanoia is about the change of mind. And mind includes and absolutely is necessitated by the feeling in the heart. So Noah, when you pull together these pieces and you add peace, you send a message to us loud and clear that it's time to make peace with the environment on the inner and the outer. Yeah? And the pathway is already encoded. The pathway is through the heart, through feeling, through imagination, through action, and through sharing. And so Bethany raised the roof on that one for sure. So with awareness, it goes nowhere without the action. Nowhere. So let me tell you a little bit about some good news. I do spend a good deal of my time at the United Nations. I spent 3 years in the working group, open working group on the SDGs, and we came up with 17 of those goals. And those goals, encoded in them, is interrelatedness. We can't deal with ending poverty without looking at life underwater or peaceful societies or partnerships and so on. They're all interrelated. You go through one entry point, eventually you lift up all the others. That's the way it works. And so in that coding every day, I recall when I was working on the goals, and my main charter then was looking at education, that one day as I was going through all the numbing language and the U&Es, I realized an intervention was needed. This came after meditation one morning, and I heard the words, Earth is the primary metric. Earth is the primary metric. So what did I do? I called up my friend Deki Children, who lives in Bhutan and who has an amazing set of children who already know how to do many of the things that I think that this whole species is moving toward. And that is being aware of what they're feeling in any given moment and being able to recognize through the feeling what would interfere with them being a full-on participant in the day and addressing that. They're leading with their discomfort. They're leading with what doesn't feel in alignment. And they're going into creation space and coming up with solutions. These children are changing the world. And I ride on their coattails. And I've made a commitment to them. And so in this process, there's a lot of good news. Amongst all this disruption and dissolution, there's incredible good news. And one is the action that's taking place around the world, and the power that's being ignited in cities. But more important are the sectors that are coming together. The environmental movement is not working separate from the social justice movement, cannot. If you think you can continue to rush through and talk about the earth while passing people of color by, it doesn't work. It will not work. You can't get there. You know what's deeply informing Earth and us is that wonderful mitochondrial DNA in us. And that comes from the Dark Mother. And so I love this, that we have access to that. You know, many people are getting their DNA tests done, and many find that they have some of that literal rootedness right from Mother Africa. And Mother is key. You know, when the UN resolution was created on dedicating March 22nd to the day that we're celebrating, it was Mother Earth Day. And so when we leave the mother out, there is something in that we leave out that's related to matter, to us. So after all, what we're really talking about at the end of the day is the fact that we are embedded in nature, and we are that. So some of the good news that I see coming up has come directly out of India. Have you all heard the news, right? About rights of nature being granted to the Ganga and to the Yamuna River. That's huge. The Indian court system is conservative, and it moves slow. And what they've done is set a new course. New Zealand has done the same. And I'll tell you something else. I watch earth jurisprudence across the globe. And in the United States, we are on course to see cities adding public policy giving rights to nature. But not only that, uplifting rights of communities and individuals to act in council with that inherent, intrinsic intelligence that is nature within all life. And I call that a time to celebrate. Now, where am I on time? All right. So I want to really transition from this piece of the good news to a story. How many of you have heard that story of the butterfly and the metaphor of transformation? Hands up higher. I thought so. So it's a wonderful story, isn't it? About our time, about that wonderful caterpillar who's on the ground and he's looking up at a butterfly, right? And going, you'll never get me up in one of those things. Don't you love that image? But the real story of that caterpillar that's told over and over again by a lovely Lagoic woman, Barbara Marx Hubbard, is all about that great journey, right? Of that butterfly finding itself in the cocoon and finding itself eating and eating and eating many times its own weight size until it just dissolves into this goo. And then what's left are the imaginal cells, right? That begins to inform and go through cellular mitosis and end up with something radically different than the caterpillar. That transformation is the butterfly. Well, a couple years ago at Morgan Library, I think it was, we were sitting on a panel together and Barbara was telling the story, and she was confounded because people were sending her chrysalis of these butterflies. And she couldn't understand why they were not going through their transformation and completing the process of becoming a butterfly. And this is where the cautionary tale is. For over 30 years, We've been talking about Earth Day. And we've been talking about butterflies. And yet we have not the sensitivity to recognize that the caterpillar lives in an ecosystem, in an environment. And we take that chrysalis out of its environment, and the cues, the other life that makes its transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly stops in its tracks. Why don't we know that? This next phase of our journey that we're on has very little to do with what we believe and what we think. It has to do with how we feel, and it has to do with the relationship that we create with the earth. We cannot do that with our shoes that insulate us from feeling the earth. We can't do that inside with our fluorescent lights. We do have to come in direct contact with the earth. This is where the information's coming from. And guess what? We're coded to remember those connections that go all the way back in time. That Indian court was responding to what was already named in the ancient Vedas and heard by the rishis who came up with that Sanskrit language. That's all language that comes from earth. And so here we are today. I can tell you the only progress I have made in these recent years as a deep practitioner has been by listening to the earth and stepping myself out into the deep wild. That is where the new, fresh information is coming from. That is where our imagination is being fed and nourished. And so the separation that comes out of our thinking minds, thank you, our thinking minds that builds walls, I suggest to you that right in that mitochondrial DNA, deep inside those stem cells and further, is that information waiting to take us across that threshold. And I invite you, for the next time we come, Noah, to really open up that heart and enter into that deeper relationship with Earth any way you can find it, because I'll tell you, the information we need is right there. I leave you with this. They call me now Diplomat of the Biosphere, so I got a big job. But I want to just say I share that with all of you, that title. So thank you for listening, and thank you for tonight. Blessings to all.
Do you know the heart was the first organ that we used to think with before the mind? When you were born, the only way they can tell was by listening to the heart. We used to think with the heart. And most of us here still do. And the more we still do, the more others will. As long as we keep coming from the heart. So, our next speaker is Jodi Serota. Jodi has helped so many for so long.
I'm going to say my prayer again that I said at the beginning, because that's how I connect with you and also with the earth and also all realms. I work multidimensionally, and I work visually. Usually I have my own art here, but we can actually look at the peace lights here and back there and over there to kind of activate us. I work with sound, so you have audible vibration, visual vibration, and kinesthetic vibration, so you can feel. And before I do the prayer, I just wanted to, with what Myra was saying right before here, she was talking all about the heart, and a lot of my work is about awakening and activating the gateways to the multidimensional heart, which connects us to the higher realms, all the dimensions, all the star systems, the planets beyond the beyond, galaxies, everything beyond that, and out to God consciousness, God Goddess consciousness, and then deep into the earth, which is part of that as well, the planets. So I'm going to have a way now to activate you and to initiate, activate, awaken your consciousness to bring you to a higher level of knowing so that you can live your lives consciously but from a higher conscious perspective. And it also, what Myra was also saying, or you didn't think it was a perfect segue, to awaken the DNA in your cells, to come back to its original intention of who you are, and to know that, to feel that, and to express that. I work with light languages. Some of you heard that before. These are languages of light. People always ask me what language it is. It may stimulate or activate something or memory in you that might sound to you or awaken something within your consciousness that may have to do with different lifetimes where you have, which I believe in, which you have experienced. Well, you may have been speaking other languages, or it might sound like other things, but these are actually languages of light. And they're frequencies and vibrations, and I work with sound. So I'm going to say my prayer. Ate malkuth vegevora vegedula le'olam amen. I hereby banish from my space and all of your spaces and this entire space all energies which are not appropriate, all psychic jamming, all negative emotional energies and memories which are not appropriate. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Ate malkuth vegevora vegedula le'olam amen. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed, purified, and infused with love. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed and purified and infused with love. The atmosphere around us and through us is cleansed and purified and infused with love. And I choose to be a clear, pure, open channel of God's wisdom, love, healing, and light, bringing through the vibration, the transmissions of energy that will awaken you to help you to open your own pillar of light, a pillar of love, to anchor deep into the earth and anchor out into the universe and beyond the beyond, and through the open heart. The heart is the key that opens us to feeling connected to ourselves and to everything that exists in all of consciousness in every dimension, time, space, and all dimensions. So the heart opening is the key. And interestingly, Andrew has called his company Heart, what is it, Earth Heart? Heart Earth? What is it? Planet Heart, sorry, Planet Heart. So it's the planet itself, as we're going through all these shifts and changes, we're needing to have heart. We're needing to, like Mark was saying, to live through our heart, to remember that it's not thinking through our brain, it's feeling through our heart, to know what we know, and to feel connection to everything. So through the sounds, it'll just kind of take you a little bit on a journey, but hold an intention of something you would like to either accept about yourself or shift about yourself. And in alignment with, as we shift things within ourselves, we're working on the lineage, generations, and ancestries, things that have been passed down through time and space, things that have been affecting us through energetic charges from traumas, anything that needs to be shifted so that you can be in an alignment of health and well-being, at easement and at peace, and hopefully joy. So take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes if you'd like. If you want, look at some of the peace lights at different times just to awaken through color and the imagery and the light. This is an F-sharp crystal bowl that awakens the higher heart. Daishanta lele karo kushine Aisana hayero kurbahar Elele kishahana Alamele kishana laharo kupaye Emaye kuturumar Umarigisha lele ke dahina lele kurumaye Amano shande nashanano guyane Eshkiala lele kurmahade gurmayato Au shalele kudaru. This is a time of change and breathe. This is a time of new beginnings, the number 1 year. This is a time of making the changes, the necessary changes that are appropriate for the new beginnings to bring you back into the remembrance of who you are in truth. And the key is going into the sacred chamber in our hearts, the higher heart. So as you breathe into the core of your being through your heart, and allow your breath to come from your heart and breathe into your heart. And awaken those codes of consciousness. There are color codes, there are sound codes, there are geometric codes. There are all sorts of frequencies, light codes. There's all different ways that we're awakened and coded. So this is a time of awakening to your original coding of consciousness all the way down deep into the DNA of your cells. And we're activating now the energy around the cells, the membranes that have all the information of who you are and your truth. So we're moving from illusion to truth, suffering to being able to live fully. This is a time on the planet where all the structures are beginning to weaken and to break down for the purpose of restructuring, redefining, finding back our way to the truth. Alia shaliana le kulakadir balashitare elki balagi margi baridi barashandara askia tandoro parisala de upahade amshalale kumahaya dodorma elele kishaya de kuya de kuba le yoro turma inado oh ya do maru. Satayatale. Feel the vibration moving through your cells, moving through yourselves. Zazaisa lakitara emareshi turukuru ya dode yamaro barishka dahe ne kubaro. Make a choice to open your heart. Make a choice to trust that it's safe to open your heart and to feel and know your feelings mean something, whether you've been told that they didn't or not been shown that in some way. This is you taking back your power to be, to know you make a difference, that before you came into this incarnation, you met with your councils of light, in a sense discussing telepathically That when you came here, you were here to make a difference. You were here to evolve in your own personal purpose through personal growth and transformation. And you were here to make a difference just by being the truth of who you are. So as we come into that truth, we make more of a difference. Our light emanates through us like lighthouses, like beacons, pillars of light emanating, directed into the earth as spirit, but we're in physical form. So it's important to be connected and to honor the earth. She invited us here and we chose to come. And rather than observing, we're now here to participate more fully now, knowing that we make a difference just by being. But being in your truth is the key. And how to be in the truth is to go into your heart, to know what you feel, treat others the way you want to be treated. Be aware of the interconnectedness, the collaboration, the unity consciousness. We're coming into fifth dimensional consciousness. It's all about the heart. It's about unity. It's about the frequency, the vibrational frequency, which is of the higher heart. And that frequency is love. And love is an all-inclusive frequency. If it's considered unconditional love, that's not the same, because there's no need to say unconditional. It has no conditions. And when you're ill, you usually say, I have a condition. So what's the condition that's keeping you in that space of illness or dis-ease? And look at that, and shine your light directly into that space, your love. If you were brought up with love, or you've experienced love, or loving yourself or others, or being loved, or know that you're loved, lovable, and loving, you're usually okay. So breathe into your hearts. Aliano soto pana reye Omaro shane Alialaku shalamalele turu Uriel, Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, Camuel, Zadkiel, Melchizedek, Mary, Christos, Yahweh. We sing to you, we call out the names of God. Ashia Dalia Dada Mariki Mahatma Ye Sophia Ja Yahweh Ja Mareki Shalale Kodi Shaya Ye Saint Germain Aisha Yado Elohim 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 Arya Sharono Bakiasate Toro Ishaye Okodorinare Hisharei Aye Kuru Shamadaro. Imagine that we are all part of a puzzle, and we're all pieces of that puzzle. And so many of us try to fit into other people's places in the piece, in the puzzle, in the greater picture, trying to be what we're not, trying to be what others are. As you let go of trying to be something other than who you actually are, your piece fits into that puzzle. And if everyone took their rightful place in that full puzzle, in that full picture, the greater picture would form, and all the lines, like in a puzzle, will disappear, and you see the greater picture and who you are in relation to that picture making a difference. And that's what we're in this time period now, to remember who we are, that we have a place in being here. We've chosen it, to give ourselves permission to know that was a good, right, and safe, higher conscious choice, so we can trust in our feelings now. So this is the time to allow yourselves to be at peace by being exactly who you are. Thank you.
I am so happy that she picked this planet to be on this time. Very special. So now we're going to have some music from Diana Feldman.
So my dear friend, sister Jodi, just spoke a lot about collaboration and fitting into the bigger puzzle. So speaking of collaboration, I've gotten my friend here, Saul Rubin, to play with me at the last minute, but let's just make sure we're... So first, I want to dedicate my songs to my great aunt Bessie, who I just rediscovered had died in the Triangle Fire, the Great Triangle Fire, which, how many people know about that? It's such an important time in history for change, and I just have felt very connected to her recently because of the whole movement, and the women's movement and the labor movement really started way back then, and really made a change in the world when people came together and took action against what was wrong. So dedicating it to her so she knows she's still remembered. And Jodi asked me to explain the first song that I'm going to sing, which is called From Above, which was written, which just came through me when I tried to describe what happened to me after a car accident and a near-death experience that I had, which is always hard to put into words. But when I try to explain it to people, it's hard. But when I put it in a song, it's easy. And just that I so believe that we are spirit, and that more than ever now we have an obligation, if we're in this body and in this incarnation, it's not just about being in spirit, it's about bringing spirit into action, like Bethany said. But for this moment, I'm just going to sing about the experience of being from above. I feel myself rising above you, moving into a cloud. Higher, higher I'm going, knowing goodbye. In a dream, I'm lighter than I thought that I could be. And down below, you're crying. Are you crying for me? Don't cry. I'm dancing in the wind. I'm moving in the air. I am everywhere. I feel your heart pulling me closer to you, closer through your love. I'm falling into myself from above. It's real love. It's real love. From above, your love, all the love. I feel myself rising above you, moving into a cloud. Higher, higher, I'm going, and I'm knowing goodbye. I always forget how important nature is to me and to all of us. Because in New York, you know, if you see a tree or a flower, they're there. You just have to look for them. It's easier when you're upstate or when you're near a mountain. And I was upstate when I wrote this next song. I was by a river. The challenge is finding the nature when it's not always there easily. The song's called Peaceful. Hear the rhythm of the water rolling past the stones, looking for a bigger river, looking for a home, peaceful as it flows, peaceful as it flows, peaceful, it knows it's going home. Find a seed inside a flower, reaching towards the sun, looking for a bigger answer. So is everyone, peaceful as it grows, peaceful as it grows, peaceful 'cause it knows going home. And the sound of the river always makes me cry. Funny how the past just passes by. Find a seed in inside the flower, it's reaching towards the sun. It is looking for that bigger answer. So is everyone, peaceful as it grows, peaceful as it grows, peaceful, it knows it's going home. Flows, peaceful as it flows, peaceful, it knows it's going home. Find its answer in the tree that's reaching towards the sky. Oh, it's clutching on to Mother Earth. It doesn't want to die. It's peaceful as it goes, peaceful as it goes, peaceful, it knows it's going home. Thank you. Thank you, Saul Rubin. Thank you.
So, where will you be performing next? Diana?
Upstate.
So Diana performs at Woodstock, New York. And do you have CDs available? And she has CDs available in the back. That was beautiful. Now, Anne is going to be giving us some poetry. And look like Ricky is going to do it with her.
Praise love within the shells of Jupiter, rolling along the canister of red kites flying high. Red kites flying high through great alabaster majesty of singing love songs on the kiddie back ride alongst the great winds of tomorrow. The great wind of tomorrow. Grab the rope and begin to pull on to the tug of war, for the war is ending and the saints are marching in. The boat is being brought forth into the new sunrise. The new sunrise, striding forth with the torch lit. The torch is lit. It is like we are running backwards on a 10-foot pole above high grounds. Yet, juicy tidbits of tomorrow's grace, juicy tidbits of tomorrow's grace, fits in with the winds of majesty, pouring all good lovers of life in to the great celebration. The great celebration, sweeping this conscious conscience, serenading our souls with sweet songs of lullaby. Sweet songs of lullaby. Welcome to Graceland. Graceland, Part 2. Next stop, Wonderland. Caterpillars of peace. Crawl slowly across time, where time stands still. Where time stands still, waiting ever so patiently to turn into butterflies. The human race is at the high mountaintop of pathways. The high mountaintop of pathways. Which route of absolute turns will pave the way for the caterpillars of peace to turn into butterflies and heal our souls with bliss? Heal our souls with bliss. Upon the motherland of grace, rest assured that there is no turning back. Upon the wings of justified paces, the wings of justified paces, where the path ahead is dirty, rocky, muddy, and steep. The rainbow over the horizon harmonizes our beingness with absolute truth. Absolute truth. It is time to capture the rapture. Capture the rapture of our true primal roots, our carnal knowledge of our primal heritage is the carnival of signified blessings. The carnival of signified blessings. Next stop, Wonderland, where grace serenades our soul. Grace serenades our soul and bathes us in bliss. Bathes us in bliss, where the caterpillars turn into butterflies and fly with the doves already in flight. In Flight, Graceland, Part 3. Rainbow jelly beans filter through the air. Filter through the air. Look up and see the sky is blue. Follow, follow, and find the jackpot of joy where the rainbow meets the dove. Sights unseen to man are upon the framed silhouette of the yellow statue. The yellow statue, invisible to the naked eye. Naked eye, but waiting to be seen. Rainbow jelly beans filter through the air, and the time is now to catch them as they fall in our grasp. Close your eyes and breathe in harmony and breathe out love. Breathe in harmony and breathe out love. Open your eyes and you will see the way to Graceland is within our grasp, always filtering new baby steps. Filtering new baby steps, diagnosed as taking it slow. This is the season to be conscious of what lies ahead in the fields of the unknown, to pray for Mother Earth, to pray for Mother Earth, and pray for world peace. Pray for world peace. The ray of hope is within our grasp. Rainbow jelly beans filter through the air. Filter through the air. Close your eyes and imagine you are there. Imagine you are there with the doves flying above our heads. In flight for world peace. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Rick. Our next speaker is Reverend Deborah Moldow, who has represented the World Peace Prayer Society of the United Nations since 1995.
Oh my, what an evening, huh? Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Andy, for having us look up and see these 4 angels that have been looking over us in this wonderful, wonderful church. So I want to start by picking up on something that Bethany Yarrow told us about. So remember, she was talking about the fracking that's taking place here under the Hudson River and how we are the Eastern Gate. Well, I had the good fortune to be in Jerusalem in 1999, and I learned that there are 4 gates to the ancient city of Jerusalem, and they are named for the 4 directions. But the Eastern Gate is special. The Eastern Gate is known as the Golden Gate. And that is the gate where it was prophesied that the Messiah would enter. And that is the gate that Jesus rode through on the donkey on what we now call Palm Sunday, in fulfillment of that prophecy. Well, I wanted to see the gate, and they told me, the Israelis told me, well, you can't really see the gate because it's on the Palestinian side. You can only see it from the Temple Mount. So when I went up to visit the Temple Mount, I asked everybody, where's the Golden Gate? You know, where's the Eastern Gate? And finally, I saw it. And it was a garbage heap. It was literally piled with debris and barbed wire and all kinds of junk. And I thought, if that isn't symbolic, I don't know what is. So whether we're waiting for the Messiah to come or to come again, whatever it is we're waiting for right now, it needs to come through the Eastern Gate. And what did Bethany tell us? We are the Eastern Gate. And she said in the Mohawk tradition, that is what they call this area because it's the gateway to Turtle Island. So this is our opportunity. This is Earth Day. This is a sacred moment when we remember who we are and we recall what it is we're all up to. And I know you're all up to it because you came here tonight. And this is a very special celebration of Earth Day. There's probably no Earth Day like this anywhere except through Planet Heart, because this Earth Day is for world peace. And if you recall, Myra was telling us in her experience with helping to develop the Sustainable Development Goals at the United Nations, you can't have one without the other. We're not going to get to world peace until we start treating the earth with the respect, the honor, the love, the appreciation that we would have for the mother who nourishes us and gives us everything. So, this is a peace pole. I bet you've seen a peace pole before. Let's see if this goes to the peace pole, yeah. So, the peace pole comes out of Japan, and the man who came up with the prayer, "May peace prevail on earth," after the Second World War, his intention was that no other country should receive, as they say in Japan, the atomic bomb that fell on Japan. And he was looking for a prayer that would connect heaven and earth, just as we are doing at the Planet Heart Earth Day World Peace celebration. So when they started doing signs in Japan, they started putting this sign up, and you know Japanese is vertical. And the Japanese think that's pretty special because their language connects heaven and earth while we're just talking with one another with our horizontal languages, right? So people started putting signs up that said, "May peace prevail on earth," and in Japanese. And when it came to America, it became a peace pole. Connecting heaven and earth with what? A prayer for peace. Now, people have been planting these peace poles all over the world. I'm just going to bring this down. It's not very heavy. So people have been planting peace poles. People like you and me who want peace have been bringing their communities together to plant peace poles all over the world, in every language, in every country. There's probably 250,000 of them now across the earth. And somebody once said, you know, if you picture that, it's kind of like acupuncture needles, right? Healing the earth with a prayer. So every time you pray, "May peace prevail on earth," your prayer is providing the current to activate those acupuncture needles. So it's a powerful prayer. So I'm going to ask you this evening whether you would be willing to be peace poles. Would you be willing to take on rooting your feet in the earth and reaching toward the heavens and being that bridge between heaven and earth with the prayer in your heart? So if you would like to do that, we're going to do a little activation right now, a little peace pole activation. And I want to ask Jodi if she would come up and play her bowl. And I don't know whether I can ask this of Olivia, but would it be possible to have a little drum beat at the same time? That would be nice. So, this is Earth Day. Let's honor the earth. So if you're willing to take part in this peace pole activation, please stand up. All right, let's begin. Let's begin by feeling the earth beneath our feet. We had an experience earlier this evening where Olivia took us deep, deep into the heart of the earth on our shamanic journey. So feel the earth beneath your feet, beneath all the layers of floor and sidewalk and street and subway, all the way down, down, down. And begin to feel yourself rooted in the crystalline heart of the earth. Let your roots dig deep so that you can feel the energy of the earth coming up like the sap through your body. All of the resonance of the great magnet pulling us with the love that is gravity, so that we stand tall. And let the energy of the earth come up the beautiful column of your spine, like the blessing that it is, and all the way into your body. And as the energy of the blessed earth begins to reach your heart center, take some deep breaths and feel the energy of the sun and the light pouring down through your crown and meeting in the alchemy of the heart. You are the crossroads that sacred point between heaven and earth. And if you'd like to reach your hands up to create a chalice for that light, bring the light down. And feel that sacred alchemy. And say with me, I am light. I am light. And the light fills your being and comes down into your heart, and your heart center expands. And we say together, I am love. I am love. And our hearts are so full that we want to send that light out into the world. And we say together, I am peace. I am peace. And now as your being is filled with the energy of the earth meeting the light from above, imagine that you are radiating it in every direction, just like a peace pole, standing tall, connecting heaven and earth. And we will say together 3 times, may peace prevail on earth. 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 And we open our eyes and look at one another and see this sanctuary filled with peacemakers, with beings of light, filled with infinite possibility to create a world beyond our imagining right at this moment when the earth is in crisis, when we are in crisis. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Thank you.
All we are saying. So, our next guest is actually an old friend of mine, Kevin Nathaniel. Kevin's been at the Expos ever since the Expos had started 30 years ago. Kevin is an incredible, incredible musician of light and love and peace. Oh, it's 4. Oh. I didn't see it. No. And Kevin is being joined but with Peace Now Department. Come on, put your hands together.
Yeah, thank you. So we have 4 musicians. We're just going to set up.
Okay, great.
And we'll try to move really fast.
Good.
Okay. We're going to set up. We're the Peace Now Department. Give us about a minute or 2, and we will be right with you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll say a little plug first. How many people have never been to New Life Expo? Never? 5 people? Come on. Okay. So the next New Life Expo is October 27, 8, and 9. And that is at the Hotel New Yorker. And we have speakers. We have Marianne Williamson. We're going to have Daniel Brinkley. We have Sean Morton. We have Jodi Serota. We have Judy Satori, we have Masahari. We have over 100 speakers from around the world and over 100 exhibitors just to help people reach their maximum potential. Just to open up your mind to all possibilities. But more important, it's a place where thousands of people can come together and be a family together and a community together. And what it's all about is just like here, these are your people. These are your support system. These are the people that are your friends. And when you leave here, take somebody's number, meet somebody after, because this is the community. And I've seen over the years, I mean, ever since the Serenity in '75, I've seen how things have changed. I mean, if you look back years ago, there was nothing like this, nothing. We ate whatever we ate, we drank whatever we drank, we breathed the air, whatever we breathed. On my first herb shop, I was in court 3 times the first year because they wanted a pharmacist on the premises. Pharmacists didn't even know anything about herbs. Yoga, I was the first yoga teacher in the first health club in New York. December '73. I had to talk them into this thing called yoga. And now everybody has a mat under their arm. Right? I haven't had meat or chicken since '71. They thought I was going to die. I'll be 70 soon. I'm not dying. So that, you know, we talk about, a lot of people talk about how bad things are. I think they're great. And they're great because of you. And they're great because of us. And just like we've just told, we are the peace pole. It's all in the mind. Everything is up here and here. Do good actions. Think good thoughts. Learn how to breathe. Learn how to relax. Learn how to exercise. Positive thinking. Meditation.
Yeah.
We're the peace pole. So I want to thank everybody for coming, because you are the lights, and all we are, again, is energy. We are lights. And when people walk past us, they think, oh, what up people we are, because we bring them energy. We bring them love. And they're ready. Thank you.
You got it? Before we do anything, we have to activate ourselves in the space in a way that opens all up. So we can all understand that. And because everything that we do, we have to be very relaxed, very loose. And that allows our energy to flow. And we are physically relaxed, but we also emotionally relaxed. Thank you. Okay, so now, if we would all just shake around, shake around, loosen up, and if we would just all go,
Oh,
You ever heard coyote howling? Oh. All this space out here, so please don't feel like you have to stay in the pew there. You can get out in this space once the music starts going, or actually anytime you want, and feel free and move, because when you move, it connects all of our energies together. You see, we're all connected electrically. When you move, that electrical connection starts happening, and we certainly start being able to relate to each other more easily, more directly. So we're going to start playing, but before we start playing, I'm going to invite you to be the band, you to make the music. And again, if you want to step out into the floor area, feel free to step out. Before we really start this music, though, I want to introduce who's playing tonight. Tonight, we have Educator Kaen. And he's playing the heartbeat. You see, we call that the drum, but you know what that really is, that's the heartbeat. Because the drum comes from the heart. The first drum was the heart. And so the drum speaks to the heart. It speaks to the heartbeat, and it makes all of our heartbeats beat as one. So the Educator is playing the heartbeat. We have Evan Whirlwind on digs. Digs is the sound of the cosmos. It's the sound of the galaxies. When you hear the dig, you know that we are in outer space. That's where we are. We're on this spaceship in outer space. We're all on the spaceship together, helping each other out. Tom Chess. Tom Chess. Yes. Tom Chess is going to be playing a lot of different instruments. You never know quite what Tom Chess is going to pull out to play. But he's probably going to be playing some kind of flute. He has a lot of different kinds. And he might play some other kind of other instruments. I'm not going to tell you what they are. You'll have to find out. But Tom is going to bring all the other colors. And I'm going to be playing different rattles. I'll be playing different rattles, and one of the rattles will be Shaker Ray. But if you all would help us, here we go. We're going to start with the breath. The most beautiful sound is the breath. It's such a beautiful sound. Here we go. Let your hands go. Breathe it up. Breathe it up. Breathe in perfect health. Take it over. The sky. Hey, hey, yo. Vibration, 19 all the nations. Oh, we got a roots vibration. We got the roots vibration. Oh, we got a roots vibration. Uniting all the nations. Hey, we got a roots vibration. It's a roots vibration. We got a roots vibration. People all over the world are coming back to the earth. We know who our real mother is, just who gave us birth. People all over the world, come back to the source. We know who our real mother is, we know where the force. Hey, people all over the world are coming back to the roots. To pull each other up by the straps of our boots. Hey, people all over the world, coming back to the earth. We know who the real mother is, just who gave us birth. Hey. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. And we got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save 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 the earth. It's on us. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. It's on us. We got to save the earth. We got to love the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to save the earth. We got to.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. 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 Can you? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. My garden the other day, I found a pumpkin I could play. I added some beads along the way, and I came up with a brand new crazy chicory. Eddie looked in his garden the other day. Found a root that he could play. His hammer built a hole through the root. And it's not a flute, it's a didgeridoo. He looked in his garden the other day. He found some logs that he could play. And now you don't have to wait any longer. Yehote is playing the conga.